Well, good day, all. Ira Epstein, and here we are with your SPDR ETF stock market wrap-up. And this wrap-up is for the evening of Thursday, the 12th of June, 2025. So this is the market that's full of surprises. The 30-year bond auction surprised everybody. It went really well, good demand for the market, and that put interest rates even lower. We saw mortgage rates slip a tad because of that as well. Rates this whole week have actually been dropping a little bit, so that's been interesting. We saw the PPI number surprise everybody with what is going on. That to me was a big surprise. NVIDIA, Jensen Huang, the chairman, Yuang, came out, and what he said is NVIDIA feels it proper now not to include China in its further projections, and that's because they don't know where they're at in selling to them. So they're ready to go. They have a chip they can get ready to do whatever. It's up to the president when that happens. So I think that makes all the sense in the world. We'll see what happens. He then talked a lot more about the capability of Huawei, how many chips they can make, and it doesn't meet China's needs. So we'll see. He's giving his best, but, you know, he wants the world to be open to chips, and he, you know, as the president of that company, of course he does. As the president of the United States, Trump wants to hold back what China gets. You won't be able to. You can delay it a while, but you can't hold it back. All right, so that's just how these things are going to work themselves out. We have the meeting in Oman between the United States and Iran. At what point do these meetings end? That's really the key. They'll end if I were the president, they'll end at this one, or they'll end if, on a good note, if Iran, instead of what it's saying, where everything's I'm going to hit your embassies, I know where all your targets are, I'm going to hit, says, nope, we're going to stop the uranium enrichment. That's really what this is about. So we will see what happens. I'm sure Israel's watching on pins and needles, and the market is. That's why energy prices are up. Energy prices aren't going up right now because of demand alone. It's lack of supply, fear of supply interruption. Lack of supply because OPEC isn't producing what they said they could, their quotas. They're not hitting them. And then the second part is what happens if Israel, the United States, Iran, go to war in some manner. What happens in the Strait of Hormuz? Could you cut off oil supplies, natural gas supplies to go through there? It could be a problem, all right? So these are the things you got to look at, and we'll let it go at that. One big event tomorrow comes out, and that is the University of Michigan Consumer Sentiment Indices. But I think what traders are expecting is the sentiment's up. The question is, what does the consumer think about inflation? That wraps up this inflation week. Now, to wrap up this week with you, I want to remind people that it's Father's Day coming up. So with that in mind, I'm kicking off right now the Father's Day sale. Any of my research packages for 1/3 off. So it could be the morning futures, the SPDR ETF video, the combo of the two of them, or my full complete futures research, and then you can pick up even the SPDR ETF video. 3 months, you're getting 1/3 off of it. Hope you take advantage. It will go until Monday, and when we come back, I'm turning it off. So I wanted to be the one to tell you, wish you all a happy Father's Day. This is out there. And all you do is go to our website. There's an icon up here, or go to iraepstein.com, and just under the word research, it's all set up. You don't need a code of any type. All righty, so let's go now to the chart action and see just what we've got together here, and let me come over to it. And there we go. All righty. So as we come in, GM was a little lower. Ford was down today. The president's again talking about more auto tariffs, by the way. And when he said that, I don't know if he's talking auto parts, the automobiles made elsewhere, but he's upset. And he singled out autos again. Now, I don't think that the U.S. is getting anywhere with the European Union. I think that because of that, and I say that because they said they'll be the last ones they're going to deal with in this round. Why would you say that unless you're getting nowhere with them? So as much as the EU thought they can come in and get things done quicker, I think there's frustration there. Uber backed off 96 cents. Tesla was down $7. Remember, Tesla moved back by 10 days. They were supposed to release today their autonomous autos. They're now talking the 22nd, if that date is hit. Amazon close to unchanged. I think Netflix is getting picked up each time it gets down into that 1200 range so far. Apple not really going anywhere. Google backed off a little bit today too. So let's take a look at what we've got. As you know, I've been talking about energy transfer because I think this is an interesting market. Again, this company is in the transportation and transmission service, along with the crude and the natural gas and all that. And when you look at the chart action, I picked it up because one of you, by the way, gave that to me. Also, hey, what do you want me to cover tomorrow? So this is the opportunity. This is where I came up with this. Write me. What do you want me to cover? I'll take a look at them and see where we go. I had never heard of this company, so I'm learning something, and I like the chart. Higher lows, higher highs, and it just broke out this week to the upside. The market got over for the first time the 100-day average. Generally speaking, that's a rough number to stay over. See how it had a problem here? That doesn't mean I'm bearish. I like this chart picture a lot more than I like the one over here. And now the question is this going to, on pullbacks, offer opportunities? It's also over the upper Bollinger Band, and it's very overbought. But I like what I'm seeing on the next break in the market, taking a look. Then, as you know, Materials Corp, the MP Materials Corp, this I like a lot because it's rare earths. And America doesn't have a lot of rare earth companies, listed ones like this. And you could see the first pullback, and we talked about that just yesterday. I said, you know, it's interesting how the market, when you get over this number on the way back down, it's often a support zone. And I did, you know, look at what it did now. Now it's back to the Bollinger Band. Wow, that could have been a neat little trade. Where was I? On Broadcom, maybe that's about it. So I'll be looking here to see on the next pullback what this market does. It is in a bullish trend. The objective's 264.5. The support's 243.5 roughly. In Google, nah. When it got over that Bollinger Band, I said, you know, each time it's gotten there, it's got a habit of pulling back. I see support in the 170, 171 area, and it's still a bit overbought. Here's that 1200 range that you see me talking about. 1210 is the number on Netflix. I'm liking what I see. I don't know if the way to play this is off the daily or the weekly, and I'll make up my mind tomorrow on that. In Robinhood, well, to me, and I said this to you before, you lost the bullish embedded reading. Unless you take out 77.80, the odds favor. You're going to go back to wherever the 18-day average is before you take that number out. That's all that it's about. In Tesla, you had a bear market rally into that line in the sand, that 18-day average, and thud. The market stepped back. Now, this chart gets friendly if you get back over 335.50. That would be Wednesday's high and close up and over the 18-week average of closes. That could get me friendly. Barring that, this was no more than a bear market rally, and you're waiting for whatever the next trend setup is, which is one of those I just gave you. In stocks, you're very overbought. You're not embedded. The time is ripe if it wants to step back and take some money off the table. In the financials, you just keep hitting the 18-day average every day almost. And you're just locked into those Bollinger Bands. There's nothing I see there. Absolutely nothing. In the industrials, if they take out Thursday's low, I'd get very nervous. That would give you lower highs, lower and low. You'd be under the 18-day average. Momentum's pointing down. It could be a move that wants to carry potentially into that 141 level roughly. In the energies, I'll let somebody else want to figure out what Iran and the U.S. are going to do. We will see how this all works out. The whole energy complex is interesting. Look at the sideways action. You're up to the 100-day average in the Bollinger Band. I don't bet that you're going to stay over a Bollinger Band. I bet you won't, because 95% of the time I'll be right. I can lose that 5%. And that's the basis of the algorithm. Gold making its move, as you can see, back towards the 18-day average of closes. I'm sorry, the upper Bollinger Band. That's what I meant to say. It's about $1 from it. It held right through here. It is a bit overbought. I like silver. I like the futures better than the chart picture here. Tomorrow could be the day that I want to do something in silver in my morning Spider Silver videos for my subscribers. I'll make a decision then. In the copper market, now all the market's got to do is stay as it is and start moving back up to the Bollinger Band. If it loses the embedded reading by the red line closing under 79, then I think the market's going to fall back to the 18-day average. Barring that, all systems could be go right now. Let's see, did I skip a chart? Yeah, BND. So you went up today, and because the 30-year auction went so well, the total bond thing moved up, and you're right to the Bollinger Band, and you're going to challenge potentially, I don't know if you'll do it, the 200-day average, and you're overbought. I think the smart money's coming out up here. In the dollar, you know, the U.S. dollar made a new contract low on the futures, and now you're going for these lows here. So there's a little bit behind it, but nothing bullish on this chart at all. And you're overbought in FXE. We got that crazy noise that I get every now and then on this sampling chart. And that's pretty much where we're at. So I hope you decide to step in with me and take advantage of the Father's Day sale. Treat yourself to something, dads, or you as sons or daughters or wives. Get that man, you know, Father's Day sale. IraEpstein.com, research. I'm Ira. You have a great day.